Om.
Guruji, that's such an interesting analogy that you have given to all of us, that from one lamp only can we light up another lamp. And just like any family has generations, ancestries, similarly, so does Guru Parampara. My question here is that there are people who claim that spiritual awakening can be done by self efforts and does not require a guru, as we have got to know. What do you have to say about that?
As I said earlier, you can light up fire only by some other fire, right?
Right.
And secondly, uh, as you are aware, a person is not born out of thin air. He must have been fathered by someone else. So, similarly, all these lineages of the group, or what do you call it as Guru Parampara, it must have originated from somewhere.
Yes, Guruji.
Otherwise, it can't be, you can't say that it is authentic per se.
What about
Every
uh, self? Guruji, what I'm asking here is that, some people claim that you can yourself through meditations and self effort also jagrit karte hain kundalini. So I'm talking about all those people who don't believe in guru systems and they want to do it on their own. That kind of a direction to the conversation.
See, that becomes a kind of, we are talking about accidental awakening
Yeah.
of Kundalini energy. It is generally dangerous also if it happens that way. And we don't see the thing happening in a very harmonious way after that. It will be a very affajad, you can say that, way of doing yoga practice.
Okay.
Sometimes it may, yes, it may happen, and that person may get benefited to some extent, but it's not a very safe thing. We always, my suggestion to all the yoga practitioners is whenever you look for a guru, definitely look for the lineage.
Okay.
In good olden days, we have, no, whenever some girl has to be given away in marriage, we say that look for up to 7 generations in the groom's family. They try to factor in 7 generations of the groom's family, and then if they satisfied, then they used to give away the girl in marriage. So something like that.
Yes.
Whenever someone is choosing a guru, I suggest look for the lineage, the noun lineage of the gurus. That's my suggestion is, because then everything will be in a proper way, and the teachings will be, there will be a continuity in the teachings, and it is a time, it will be a, you can say, time tested thing. So even if the person is not capable enough, he will get guided, and he will be, taken care of by the lineage of gurus. The collective teachings of the lineage of gurus will carry him forward.
Okay, Guruji. So
So
it
that is the importance of
it is always
lineage.
advised that one should look in for a guru and look into the ancestry and the lineage of the guru. If any one of you in our audience and in our viewers are looking for a guru, please, that's a very important advice that Guruji has given to all of us. As he has said that when people try to do it themselves with their own effort, sometimes there can be accidental awakenings of the Kundalini which can actually be dangerous for you all. Guruji, my next question to you is actually coming out from the disciple part. If there is a disciple who's seeking a guru, is there anything that he has to also look into them himself? What I mean to say is about his own qualifications. Are there any qualities in a seeker that are important, like any prerequisites for Diksha?
Yes, in every yoga system, or for that matter, tantric system, there are certain requirements. For example, those who pursue the path of devotion, or we call it bhakti yoga, they don't have any much of requirements other than the factor that the person has to be little emotionally sentimental type. But in case of some other yoga system like Ashtanga yoga, now health is of paramount importance. You can't give put someone who is suffering from a lot of disease. You can't make him practice severe austerities like pranayam, mudras, and all that. So in Shaktipat, there is the primary thing which is required is good health. When we say good health, in modern days, most of us have some problem or the other. Minor health problems are okay, like BP or diabetes, but there shouldn't be too many complicated medical issues, and definitely not serious illness like terminally ill type of diseases. That is one thing which we look for straight away. Similarly, when we say good health, we also refer it to the mental health of a person. You should not be having any psychological illness. That is also very important. Otherwise, if Shaktipat is performed on such people, it can aggravate the problem. So physical health, mental health, they are two important things. So much so that when suppose someone is suffering from a small health issue temporarily, we tell him to get it cured first. We postpone the Shaktipat initiation by a few weeks if required, or maybe even a few months. We advise the person to undergo the treatment, and after restoration of the health, then only we give Shaktipat initiation. And this applies to even Guru also, who is giving the Shaktipat. It's not only, yeah. So that's why health is of primary importance. And second thing is, we also look for, there are people, as I said earlier also, the conditions have to be proper in the mind of a person who is receiving the Shaktipat. If you remember in the previous podcast, I was referring to how if you want to light up the fire to a grass, how the grass has to be dry.
Yes.
If it is raining, you can't light fire to a haystack. The grass has to be dry. Similarly, the person who is receiving the Shaktipat, his mental conditions have to be, in the sense, he should not be having doubts about whether the Shaktipat will work or not, or have a little fear also about the awakening of Kundalini energy. He should not have any kind of anxiety. If there are certain such persons, we try to educate them first before we pick them up for giving Shaktipat initiation. Then there are some people who are not serious enough. For them, God is of no good if God doesn't give them money. What is the use of God when God doesn't give them money? So there are people of that nature also. So for them, God means they will think about God later. First, what they want is prosperity. They feel that the businesses will be successful if the Kundalini energy is awakened in them. Some, they want to get cured from diseases. For them, health is more important, not the God again. So if that kind of attitude is there, then also we don't give Shaktipat initiation to such people.
Yes.
Try to study the people. In case if we find that someone is trying to receive Shaktipat Diksha, for any other reason, other than the receiving the grace of divine, we try and avoid, because it will be a waste of time. Because what one needs to understand is the cosmic power is a conscious entity. It instantly knows what the person is up to, and it also knows the state of the mind of the guru also. So whenever Shaktipat initiation is given to any person, we look for these things: how sincere he is, what is his actual intention behind receiving Shaktipat Diksha, and does he have the motivation to pursue the spiritual journey or not. Basically, we look for that seriousness. Besides good health, of course, good health is also important, as I said earlier. These are the two main ingredients. And of course, when we say seriousness, the ability to exercise surrender to the divine. Of course, everyone may not be in that perfect state in the beginning. At least to some extent, the person needs to accept that what do you call how mighty the divine is and how powerless the human being is. Without that, the acceptance, if he has that ego-based attitude, and if he treats yoga practice like any other physical exercise, then it will not going to help in any way. As I said, the energy is conscious. It instantly knows what the person is up to. In a nutshell, a person can't fool the God.
Yes.
In a nutshell, a person can't, human being can't fool the God. If he thinks he's trying to fool the divine, he is actually trying to fool himself, because he himself is that divine. That's the thing to understand. And I also observed certain cases where some people want to receive Shaktipat initiation because they themselves want to run a institute. They want to commercialize it. There are so many self-styled gurus also nowadays. They want to receive Shaktipat initiation so that they also can become a guru, and they can also have a lot of disciples, and they can make money. So with this kind of commercial interest also, some people approach for Shaktipat. And some people, they approach for Shaktipat out of curiosity. Simply out of curiosity. We try to avoid accepting them as disciples. So basically, in a nutshell, we see how sincere is the disciple who is seeking Shaktipat, who is looking, is he genuinely seeking the divine grace or not? That is the bottom line. And that needs to be supported by a reasonably good health. If these two conditions are fulfilled, then we accept them as disciple and we give them Shaktipat initiation.
That makes it very clear, Guruji. You've explained it in detail and I've understood it bit by bit. Thank you so much. So Guruji, I just wanted to ask that is the path of Shaktipat open for everybody, like without, people from other backgrounds, religions, and, whether they are educated, not educated, is it open to all?
Yes, because spiritualism has no religion. Religion is more of, you can say, it belongs to, comes under the category of art and culture of a region or a country. Spiritualism is totally universal. So therefore, when we perform Shaktipat, when we awaken the Kundalini energy in a human body, it applies to everyone across all cross sections of the society, irrespective of the religion or culture.
Okay. So, Guruji, irrespective of religion, genders, nationality, cultures, it's open to everybody. What about age? Is age in a criteria?
Yes, in the sense, technically, purely from the yoga point of view, there's no restriction as such on the age. That means a person can receive the divine grace at any point in the life. But when it comes to practical things, like for example, when a guru decides to give diksha to a person, obviously we don't like to perform Shaktipat on kids. We avoid. Although technically there is no embargo on the age. But generally, we avoid giving to children who are. And second, there is another issue also here. After Shaktipat, sometimes the reactions manifest in a very aggressive way. In a little aggressive in the sense, violent way sometimes. It may not harm the person, but anyone who is watching it, the reactions appear very aggressive and violent. So what happens? Then the parents of the kids may not like it. They may come and quarrel with the guru who have performed Shaktipat on them. So to avoid these legal hassles, a Shaktipat guru generally avoids giving to children unless the child has crossed the age barrier. Means legally he should be a major. He should not be a
18
minor.
plus and above.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Otherwise, in cases where the parents themselves have been yoga practitioners, if they approach, we may consider relaxing the age little. But definitely, we avoid giving it to for early teens. In early teenage, we generally avoid.
Okay.
And similarly, when we come to the older side, we avoid giving to people beyond 75 years generally. That too, we consider old people only if the health issues are okay and they don't have too many health issues. Then we may consider maybe another 1 or 2 years late also, up to 77, 78. But as they become older and older, we avoid performing Shaktipat because, it's not doubtful how long they will live after that. And it's also doubtful how the Shakti will impact their health. It's for these reasons.
Okay.
So this is the only limitation as far as the age is concerned.
Okay, Guruji. Thank you for that clarification, Guruji, about the age from both the ends. One has to be above 18 years of age in most cases and below the age of 75. I want to now delve into the next segment of our episode, which is to understand Siddha Mahayoga deeply and in comparison with other yoga systems that are available. So, if you could give us some information about how is Siddha Mahayoga different from other systems like Hatha Yoga, sorry, Hat hota na? Hat, it's Hat, right?
Hatha yoga.
Hatha Yoga, okay. So, Guruji, if you could give us some knowledge about what is the difference between Siddha Yoga and other systems of yoga like Bhakti Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Astang Yoga, and other systems like this.
Okay, Siddha Mahayoga is, you can say we refer to it only after Kundalini energy has been awakened in a person. That means all yoga systems, all tantric systems, they merge into Siddha Mahayoga at some point. So from that perspective, Siddha Mahayoga is totally a different thing. It is not an independent yoga system like Bhakti Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, etc. In every yoga system, or a tantric system for that matter, there is an objective. The objective is to awaken the Kundalini energy. However, it may be called by different names. For example, in Bhakti Yoga, they don't use the word Kundalini energy. They call it Ahladini Shakti. Means the energy is supposed to be awakened in a very, very pleasant manner. So they may be using different names. And as such, Kundalini energy has got 1,000 different names in Sanskrit.
Oh.
But that is a awakening of Kundalini energy is a kind of a threshold that has to be triggered. every yoga system or every tantric system. What happens thereafter is what we call it as Mahayoga. Mahayoga means grand yoga.
Grand yoga.
Because all independent yoga systems have come and merged into one path. That's why we are calling it as a grand path, Mahayoga. Maha means grand, Mahayoga. Why it is called Siddha Mahayoga? The reason is, after the awakening of the Kundalini energy, it is deemed that moksha is somewhat guaranteed now. It is only a matter of time for the person. That's the reason why we call it Siddh. Means already it has been effected, accomplished.
Oh.
And Mahayoga has already explained to you why it is called as Mahayoga. Mahayoga means it's a grand path. Siddha Mahayoga because you can say moksha is now assured one day, somewhat. Although there is a lot of distance between both the things. It may take a few births, lifetimes. But that is, in essence, that's what it means. That's why it is called Siddh Mahayoga.
That's quite deep information, Guruji. And you've explained it absolutely with clarity that all other systems of yoga are basically where there is an aim, and the aim is to trigger the Kundalini energy. And once it is awakened, then we call it as Siddha Yoga. Am I right, Guruji? Have I understood it?
Yes, exactly. See, it's a very simple logic to understand, go by. We keep hearing in various scriptures, for every human being, the yoga practice will begin from exactly from that point where he has or she must have left it in the previous birth. So, for someone, let's say, who has practiced, let's say, one independent yoga system like Ashtanga Yoga, Kundalini energy must have been awakened already in his past life.
Guruji, I wanted to ask, have I understood it correctly that all the other systems are only meant to lead us to the Siddha Yoga?
Yes. The reason is, if you use common logic also, it is very self-evident. We all keep hearing in the various Sanskrit texts that yoga practice begins for a human being exactly from the point where he has left in his previous birth.
Okay.
Because yoga practice is something which goes over a few lifetimes or maybe several lifetimes. It is very rare, extremely rare, that a person will attain moksha in one particular single lifetime. So let's say someone has practiced Ashtanga Yoga in his previous lifetime. Kundalini energy has been awakened. But after the awakening of Kundalini energy, there wasn't much time left for the person. That person had to die due to some natural reasons or due to some diseases. So there was not much of a time left for his karma to be burned down completely. So when he takes birth again in this lifetime, now as per the teaching, the yoga practice has to begin for him from exactly where it has been left. And where he had left it, after the Kundalini energy has been awakened, he has left it. Now, there's no requirement for him to practice Ashtanga Yoga all over again. Siddha Mahayoga has already started for him. So therefore, he will straight away bump into a Shaktipat Guru, and Shaktipat will be performed on him. And then Siddha Mahayoga continues. Similarly, for those persons, let's say someone has practicing Ashtanga Yoga in his previous lifetime, Kundalini energy was not awakened. It was just about to get awakened, and then he has died. Now, what will happen for such person? In this lifetime, he may not start over the Ashtanga Yoga all over again. The moment the conditions are adequate, in the mind of the person, he will bump into a Shaktipat Guru, and the Siddha Mahayoga will begin for him. So ultimately, for everyone, whichever path he is following, Siddha Mahayoga will get triggered at some point. It is. I'll give you the analogy of a river system meeting in the ocean. Don't you know that all minor rivers or streams, they merge into the one main river system before the river finally merges with the sea or ocean. It is somewhat the same situation here also. All paths, all yoga systems, all tantric systems, at some point, they have to merge and come into under one umbrella, which we call it as Mahayoga or grand yoga system, before the final journey begins. That's it.
Om. Om.